Up with KREM begins now.
Right now on Up with KREM, a deadly shooting in Pullman. One person is dead and another person injured. This morning, WSU students describe what it was like when the shots rang out.
He ran into the house and said, "Everyone get down, shut off the lights." Those were gunshots.
And Gabby Petito's hometown says goodbye at her public memorial while police continue the search for her fiance, Brian Laundrie.
And of course, we're going to take you outside. The sun's set to come up here in about 15 minutes. And as it does so, we've got a day of clouds in store for the region.
We are starting things off with some breaking news this morning as fire crews are battling a building fire in Spokane. Good morning and thanks for joining us on Up with KREM. I'm Shannon Curtis.
Glad to have you here with us. I'm Tim Pham. So they say the building has actually been on their radar for some time now. This morning we do have Nicole Hernandez. She's been there for a couple of hours now tracking the very latest near East Trent and North Regal. Nicole, what information can you tell us right now about what's going on?
Yeah, so I mean, really big headline. The fire is still burning here on Trent. So I'll give you a look at what we're looking at. You can see those flames coming out of the left corner of the building. Now that the lights, the sun has come up, we've got a little bit more light. We can see how much smoke is really billowing off this building. So crews say that right now it's burning in between the two roofs of the building. So a really hard spot for crews to get at right now. So crews have been working overnight. They got a call for this fire at about 8:30 last night. Overnight the fire did calm down, but this morning we saw some big winds that really pushed the fire to get bigger again. So now we have more crews out here again. You can see the two ladders spraying onto the top of the fire here. They say they will be here well into the day to get this fire under control. Now, they do have crews around the outside of the building, making sure none of the embers flying here with these winds spark any of the brush around us. But we do have a little bit of moisture, a little bit of a sprinkle coming down, so hopefully that helps crews, help surrounding areas as well. So Spokane Fire Chief Brian Schaefer said earlier that this building has been unoccupied for years. Crews were able to search about 80% of the building before conditions were too unsafe for them to be in there. They didn't find anyone and no one has reported any injuries as of right now. He also said, though, this building has been on their radar for quite some time.
It was on the fire department system as a dangerous building, meaning we tracked these buildings, identified what the foot traffic, what some trespassers may or may not have done to the building in terms of rendering it unsafe.
Now, Schaefer said some of that damage includes holes in floors and unsafe stairwells. So like I mentioned, we're on Trent right now. We're right west of Freya, between Freya and Napa. As for traffic, Trent is completely opened, no issues there, but this is quite a sight to see when you come around the bend of the road. So if you are in this area, going through the Trent area near Freya and Napa, just be ready for people to slow down some of those looky-loos and stuff, because it definitely is quite the sight to see when you come around that bend. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Well, of course, we'll be continuing to follow this story throughout the morning, but for the very latest information, you can always head to our website at krem.com or the KREM 2 app.
Now to another story we are tracking at this hour. A deadly weekend on the Palouse. One man died and a WSU football player was wounded after being shot in Pullman.
Police arrested George Melvin Harris in connection to this shooting.
23-year-old LeBon Barr died from his wounds, and WSU wide receiver Brandon Gray was brought to a Spokane hospital. He is in serious but stable condition.
Now take a look at this map. The shooting happened in a College Hill neighborhood early Saturday morning. Police were called to the 1200 block of Northeast Myrtle Street. There was a loud party in the area with hundreds of students in attendance.
When officers arrived, they heard multiple gunshots and they found two victims near Williams Drive and Lynn Becker Road. KREM spoke with students who heard those gunshots.
There was fighting up the street is what we saw, and I didn't really hear much of it, but then I just heard what really sounded like a lot of gunshots, and then everyone who was in this area just kind of ran.
So it was definitely pretty shocking and surprising, and definitely kind of nerve-wracking at the time, especially when we're all just, kind of hiding in our house and not really sure what the exact situation is, and not sure if there's an active shooter or what's going on.
So it's not clear what prompted the shooting or if anyone else was involved. Washington State Patrol is investigating.
They are asking that anyone who witnessed the shooting call Pullman Police. That number is right there on your screen.
Gabby Petito remembered on Sunday as family and friends gathered for her memorial on New York's Long Island. She, of course, was found dead in Wyoming a week ago.
During the service, Gabby's father said he wants people to be inspired by how Gabby treated others.
If there's a relationship that you're in that might not be the best thing for you, leave it now.
This morning, police are still searching a wildlife reserve in Florida for her fiance Brian Laundrie, and they want to question him in Petito's disappearance. He is also wanted for debit card fraud.
Now, Gabby and Brian were on a cross-country road trip when she went missing. The coroner ruled Gabby's death a homicide, but authorities have yet to say how she died.
As the disappearance and death of Gabby Petito created national attention, it's also bringing light to the often overlooked women who go missing that are a minority or indigenous.
Now, currently there are 115 indigenous men and women who are missing in Washington, according to the Washington State Patrol. From Spokane alone, 11 people are missing. Washington
actually has the second highest number of missing indigenous women and girls. Seattle has the highest number of missing women and girls in the country.
All right, the time is now 6:35. Let's get a look at the forecast as we start off this Monday, start off this work week. It's feeling a little like fall outside.
It is.
Ah, yes.
Time for all fall things. I heard
All
Channing
fall
say
things.
she's going to wear boots tomorrow,
I
Jeremy.
am. I'm ready for this, Jeremy.
Maybe I should wear boots tomorrow. Tim,
Wear
you know
some boots.
what? Boot Tuesday.
Cowboy boots?
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
don't
have
own cowboy boots. Is that a traitor to
I'm
my
gonna wear
state?
fashion
You're a
boots.
Texan, Channing.
We don't actually wear cowboy boots. Little known fact.
Goodness, I
I'm
guess
gonna have
I'm
to
just
get some.
a poser then.
Well, I'll wear some boots though tomorrow.
That's why I call him Cowboy Tim. He actually is a cowboy.
He is.
I am.
He's bona fide.
Tim's got skill. I bet you Tim's like, yeah, horseback riding. I know what I'm doing.
I've done it. I actually have a horse.
See? Knew it. Cowboy Tim. I knew this all along.
No way!
Yeah, my
Telling you.
grandma lives in Utah and she gave me a horse, but she watches it. Yeah, we got to get to weather though.
This is amazing.
Tim,
More fun
get
facts
down
with
to
Tim.
Utah, start shoveling some manure. I'm going to do weather. All right, let's get you out the door early on this Monday morning. It's Monday, believe it or not. We're just having a bit of Monday fun. TGIM, everybody. We've got a little bit of cloud cover to start today. That follows around a light drizzle that moved through early this morning. Some of that's still coming down around the region. It's going to be pockets of drizzle taking us through the day today. Temps close to 60 in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Mid-60s in Moses Lake. It's a bit warmer there. You're near 50 in Sandpoint. Expect a breezy start to the day. Wind out of the south will eventually shift to westerly, and that shift to westerly occurs as the front moves through, and that front moving through is when we'll expect to see more widespread showers. Until then, it's just kind of these pockets of drizzle that move through. That's what we're going to continue to see throughout the day, but the front itself moves in later on this evening. You can see as it arrives, some widespread heavier showers expected across the inland northwest, continuing overnight and eventually moving out early Tuesday morning, and that will keep us cooler throughout the day today. We hover in the 60s all day long, from the low 60s this morning to the mid to upper 60s later this afternoon, then rain tonight. This is a very fall-like day that just so happens to start out a bit mild.
This morning, we will hear from the Washington State Hospital Association on its response to the COVID-19 virus within the state.
So last week, the State Department of Health warned transmission rates are rising. 1 in every 106 Washingtonians currently have the virus. And health leaders continue to say that the key to beating the coronavirus is to get vaccinated.
As of September 20th, 75% of the state's population 12 and up has received at least one dose of the vaccine. 68% is fully vaccinated. It's time now for your morning rush. That means more news in less time.
Protesters for medical freedom took to the streets of downtown Spokane on Saturday. The group started at Riverfront Park and then marched down Howard Street. They shared their frustrations on mask and vaccine mandates.
The people that are making these mandates want you to think that you're a crazy person, that you're isolated, that you're the only one thinking this, and we're not.
So the event was promoted by former Spokane Valley Representative Matt Shea, and this comes as the deadline to get vaccinated for state employees. They have to be fully vaccinated by October 18th or could face losing their jobs.
A Moses Lake man arrested for defrauding the government of at least $360,000 in jobless benefits. Authorities say former employee Reyes de la Cruz III worked with the state employment security department. He was hired as an intake agent in April of 2020 to help with the surge of unemployment claims. But instead, authorities say he used his access to steal hundreds of thousands of dollars. De la Cruz is being charged with 6 counts of wire fraud, 9 counts of bribery of an agent of an organization receiving federal funds, 1 count of extortion, and 4 counts of aggravated identity theft.
This Wednesday, Idaho Governor Brad Little will visit North Idaho. He will visit the Heritage Health's monoclonal antibody treatment center. It's a center used to help COVID-19 patients. Heritage Health says this isn't the fix to COVID-19 in the region, but it is something to slow down hospitalizations. That's your Morning Rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media.
A magical return for Broadway, how the Tony Awards are honoring the best in theater.
We sit at 63 degrees right now, and this marks the warmest, more than 60-degree low temperature we have ever seen this late in the year. Okay, wait, the latest in the year we've ever seen a low temperature above 60 degrees. There we go, got it. On average, that happens back in August. Now, we're looking at October just a few days away.